Hi, this is Johnny, your friendly local realtor. Welcome to the February 2021 monthly market report. We're finally starting to hear news that COVID cases are in decline. This is certainly a good news, and knowing that this pandemic has close ties with our economy, what does this mean for the housing market going forward? What's going to happen with home prices, interest rates, and numbers of homes available for sale? Today we're going to find this out, so please stay with me. Let's start out by looking at what happened coming out of last year. According to NAR, existing home sales totaled 5.64 million in 2020, up 5.6% from 2019 and the most since before the Great Recession. Now, Great Recession meaning 2008. Okay, that sounds quite amazing because we closed good portions of the spring market due to pandemic. But how about this year? What are the experts projecting for numbers of sales for 2021? If you look at this chart, Fannie, NAR, and MBA are all forecasting higher home sales compared to what they had projected for 2020. Now, what's important to understand here is that 2020 market has set up for 2021 market. We're going to discuss this in a minute, like where all these homes are going to come from, but let's continue with what the experts are saying about the most up-to-date home price forecast. Here, you see 7 experts on the left are all projecting appreciation averaging to 5%. If you compare this to the historical home price appreciation average for this country of 3.8%, it's quite high. So what does this mean? It means price is always a factor of supply and demand. Basically, there's a limited supply and more people are saying we need a home. Of course, there will be more homes coming into the market and there will be more demand. And being aware of this, experts are projecting healthy appreciation in the current real estate market. Now, interest rate is something that we're all talking about, and here's the most recent projection from Freddie Mac on the 30-year fixed rate. The orange line was where we were, and blue line represents what's expected to come. So what's obvious going forward is that we're no longer going to be in the low rate environment, and as we go through this year, we might be seeing the rates go up higher as the economy improves. Let's continue on and see the latest 30-year fixed rate projections from other experts, including Freddie Mac. This chart represents the projections from Freddie, Fannie, MBA, and NAR for the second quarter this year to first quarter next year. And they're all projecting that the rates will rise, but it's expected to remain relatively good rate environment this year in the low 3s. So the reality as we go through this year is that it's going to cost a little bit more, so if you're thinking about making that purchase, now is the time. Because the environment is much more favorable now, and as we go forward, it's going to get more expensive. Now, it's easy for us to think that with the rising interest rate, this will affect affordability, and many people will no longer pursue to buy. This may be true for some people, but this is what Mark Fleming said in regards to this. He said, rising interest rates reduce house buying power and affordability, but are often a sign of a strong economy, which increases homebuyer demand. By any historic standard, today's mortgage rates remain historically low and will continue to boost house buying power and keep purchase demand robust. Historically speaking, a rising rate is a signal to a better and improving economy. The gift of recession is that we benefit from lower rates by federal governments working with any powers they have to lower the rates to push the economy forward. Because the economy can't recover unless housing market recovers. Now let's talk about inventory, which is no doubt the most frustrating part of the current housing market. As you know, we're at a historically low inventory across the country right now, and the situation doesn't seem to be getting better. If you look at this graph on months supply of inventory starting from September 2019, you can see on December 2020 we had 1.9 months of inventory across the country. If we compare this to December 2019, approximately a year before, we had 3.6 months of inventory. Even then, we considered the market inventory deprived. So we just looked at the national average, but how about our state of Georgia? If you look at this graph indicating month supply of homes from January last year to January this year, you can see that in December 2020, we had 1.3 months of inventory, which is much lower than the national average of 1.9. And in January 2021, we fell again to 1.2. So from looking at these two charts, you can imagine how seriously inventory deprived we are right now. Okay, so how is it that we're going to sell more homes this year than last year? I mean, isn't that what the experts are projecting? Where are we going to find more homes to buy? So let's get some perspective here. If you look at this recent YouGov survey, when asked why people didn't put their homes in the market in 2020, 31% said because of the financial uncertainty, because people didn't know what to expect due to recession. 34% said life is just too uncertain, and 25% said they have concerns about COVID, of bringing people in their homes. And a lot of these concerns, you can expect people to get a little more clarity this year in regards to selling their home. Hopefully a little more comfort and safety as we improve current situation with the vaccine. Because this is what Ali Wolf, chief economist at Zonda, said. Some people will feel comfortable listing their home during the first half of 2021. Others will want to wait until the vaccines are widely distributed. This suggests more inventory will be for sale in late 2021 and into the spring selling season in 2022. The other area that's going to supply more inventory into the market is new building. And this is what Joe Kahn from MBA said. New home sales activity, both mortgage applications and home sales, ran at a pace considerably ahead of 2019, showing the ongoing strong growth in housing demand and new residential construction. We ended 2020 with a high builder optimism and confidence, and their permits are at an all-time high, meaning more inventories are on its way. So that's where all the inventories are coming from, and this is why experts are projecting 5% more sales this year compared to last year. Let's talk about forbearance for a moment. What's happening to people that are coming out of forbearance and how is that going to affect the market? Here's the most recent information from June 1st to January 21st, 2021 from MBA. From 2.7 million people that are in active forbearance, this is what happened when they exited the plan. 51.7%, more than half, which represent green portion of the pie, have continued to make monthly payments, paid off their loan through refinance or sold their home, and past due payments are brought to current. Now you can say most of these people originally didn't need the forbearance program, but took it as an insurance policy just in case something were to happen where they couldn't make the mortgage payments. 33%, comprising 1/3 in the blue section of the pie, are in some form of workout or repayment plan, either in loan modification or in loan deferral. The lenders are working to help them to either tack the missing payments or make up payments on the back end of the loan, whatever the case may be. The red section, 15.3% of the people are still in trouble. These are the people that don't have loss mitigation plan and now delinquent. These are ones that have already started short sale, distress sale, deed in lieu, and could eventually turn into foreclosure at some point. I don't think they're all going to turn into that, but they could. So all in all, will forbearance bring a rise in foreclosure? Yes, it will, but it's not going to be a crisis level impact. Sure, we can see a headline that reads foreclosures doubled or tripled in this country. I think we could expect to see that. But again, it's not going to be a crisis level impact to the housing market or to the economy. Now, Lawrence Yun, chief economist at NAR, brings more insight to this. But given the huge price gains recently, I don't think many homes will have to go to foreclosure. I think homes will just be sold, and there will be cash left over for the seller even in a distressed situation. So that's a bit of a silver lining in that we don't expect a massive sale of distressed properties. The equity that we have in our homes today are very strong, and this is giving people options they didn't have during the housing crisis. During housing crash, people owed more on their homes than it was worth, and they decided to walk away. This is quite a contrast compared to now. Today, we're in a completely different scenario. Well, this is all I'm going to cover today, and I hope it was helpful to you. Today, if you're a seller, there has never been a better time to sell your home in the history of our country. But if you're a buyer, there has never been such a fierce competition to buy that home. And I hope what I covered today will help you make that important real estate decision. I hope you stay safe and see you next time. Goodbye.